Hello students, in my previous video I have explained you the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon. Today let us continue with the same poem. Fifth stanza. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmercifully. Ink, blink and mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon and the realio trulio cowardly dragon. Percival means a knight in King Arthur's court. Belinda used to stroke the dragon in a very cruel way. Ink, Blink and Mustard made fun of him by comparing him to a knight named Percival who was thought to be brave but ran away due to lack of courage. They used to tease the dragon while sitting in their little red wagon. Sixth stanza. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said beak, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Giggled means to laugh. We hear it is sound made by the mouse. The poet says that Belinda used to laugh so loudly that her voice echoed in the house. Blink, the mouse, used to laugh and make a sound of weak. On the other hand, Ink and Mustard would tease him by asking the dragon his age whenever he used to demand for a nice safe cage. Seventh stanza. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Meow, cried Ink, and oh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Nasty means bad or unpleasant. Growled means bark. Pirate is a person who robs ship in the sea. Winda it is used for window. So while all of them were making fun of the dragon, they heard a sound of someone entering the house. When they looked towards the window, they saw a pirate climbing up the wall. The dog barked at him and the kitten meowed to him. Belinda cried, oh, because all of them were scared of the pirate. Eighth stanza. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Cutlass is a short sword with a curved blade. The poet describes the appearance of the pirate. He says that the pirate was holding handguns in both his hands and had a little sword too. He was holding his sword with his teeth. He had a black beard and his one leg was made of wood. This means that though the pirate was a disabled person, but still he was frightening all the other characters. Moreover, he intended to harm them. Now I'll discuss some poetic devices with you. Fifth stanza. Belinda tickled him. She tickled him unmercifully. Repetition figure of speech because the words tickled him are repeated for poetic effect. Next line. Ink, Blink and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. Here there are four figure of speech, that is internal rhyme, metaphor, personification and irony. Internal rhyme because the rhyming words ink and blink are used in the same sentence. Metaphor because the dragon Custard is compared with Percival. The point of comparison is to be brave. Personification because the animals are given the human quality of being rude. Irony because the meaning of Percival for Custard is exactly opposite, that is coward. Next line. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the realio trulio cowardly dragon. Here there are three figure of speech, that is alliteration, internal rhyme and onomatopoeia. Alliteration because the consonant sound L is repeated in the words laughing and little. Internal rhyme because the rhyming words realio and trulio are used for poetic effect. And onomatopoeia because the word laughing suggests sound. Sixth stanza. Belinda giggled till she shook the house. Here there are three figure of speech, that is onomatopoeia, hyperbole and alliteration. Onomatopoeia because the word giggled suggests sound. Hyperbole because There is an overstatement that Belinda's giggling shook the house. An alliteration because the consonant sound sh is repeated in the words she and shook. Next line, and blink, said weak, which is giggling for a mouse. Here there are two figures of speech, that is onomatopoeia and alliteration. Onomatopoeia because the word weak and giggling suggest sound, and alliteration because the consonant sound W is repeated in the words weak and which. Next line, Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Here there are three figures of speech, that is internal rhyme, alliteration and oxymoron. Internal rhyme because rhyming words ink and blink, age and cage are used in the same sentence, and alliteration because the consonant sound C is repeated in the words custard, cried and cage, and oxymoron because the opposite words safe and cage are used together to convey a new meaning, that Custard felt safe in a cage. 7th stanza. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound. Here there are three figures of speech, that is repetition, alliteration and transferred epithet. Repetition because the word suddenly is repeated for poetic effect. Alliteration because the consonant sound S is repeated in the words suddenly and sound. And transferred epithet because the adjective nasty has been shifted from the pirate to the sound with which he is closely related. Next line, and Mustard growled and they all look around. Here there are two figures of speech, that is onomatopoeia and internal rhyme. Onomatopoeia because the word growled suggests sound, and internal rhyme because the rhyming words growled and around are used for poetic effect. Next line, meow, cried Ink, and oh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Here there are three figures of speech, that is onomatopoeia, exclamation and repetition. Onomatopoeia because the word meow suggests sound. Exclamation because an exclamatory form is used for poetic effect, and repetition because the word cried is repeated for poetic effect. 8th stanza. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right. Here there are three figures of speech, that is repetition, antithesis and synecdoche. Repetition because the words pistol in his are repeated for poetic effect. Antithesis because opposite words left and right are used in the same sentence for poetic effect. And synecdoche because the part hand stands for the pirate. Next line, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. Here there are three figures of speech, that is synecdoche, alliteration and anastrophe. Synecdoche because the part teeth stands for the pirate. Alliteration because the consonant sound H is repeated in the words he held and his, and anastrophe because there is an inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect. Next line, his beard was black, one leg was wood. Here there are three figures of speech, that is synecdoche, alliteration and metonymy. Synecdoche because the part beard and leg stands for the pirate. Alliteration because the consonant sound P is repeated in the words beard and black, and the consonant sound W is repeated in the words was and would. Metonymy because the word would represent a false leg. Next line, it was clear that the pirate meant no good. Litotus figure of speech because the negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that the pirate meant to do something bad. So I hope students you would have understood the poem and poetic devices till now. Tomorrow I'll continue with the same poem. Thank you.